There are 4 monster games this weekend in the NFL divisional round of the playoffs. So I want to talk about Sunday night first, the Eagles versus the Saints. This should have been the NFC National Championship game last year. And personally, I want to see the Saints get to the playoffs. I want to see the Saints and the Chargers. That's kind of my dream. So as a guy rooting for the Saints, I am terrified of the Eagles. Because Nick Foles, the Eagles' backup quarterback, who's now the starter, very weird. Nick Foles is playing unbelievable football right now. Here's what he's doing that I love the most. The way Nick Foles is handling pressure. He's stepping into throws, getting nailed as he throws, still delivering great, accurate footballs. That's high-level stuff that a lot of even NFL starting quarterbacks don't do, that you want to see them do. Right now, Nick Foles is playing like an NFL starting quarterback, a guy that clearly somebody's going to take a chance on and sign next year. Maybe the Dolphins, I don't know. Some team is going to sign Nick Foles, and I think he's going to play really well for them. So, man, as a guy rooting for the Saints, I'm terrified of the Eagles. And I love Nick Foles. I mean, I wouldn't be too upset if Nick Foles went on to win the Super Bowl again. I'd be really, really cool. A guy who once was a starting quarterback, got benched, was a backup winning a Super Bowl, and now has earned the right to become probably a starting quarterback again in the NFL. The Nick Foles story is just too good to be true, and the guy has battled so hard in his career. Here's what's also interesting. If you look at the way the NFC lines up, you have the Saints and the Eagles, and the Cowboys and the Rams. If the Eagles can beat the Saints, they move on to play either the Eagles or the Cowboys and the Rams. Both teams that the Eagles could very much beat. The Eagles definitely have a chance to go back to the Super Bowl this year, and that's just unfathomable. And how cool would that be if Nick Foles went to 2 straight Super Bowls with the same exact storyline? Unbelievable. Here's what's even cooler. If the Eagles and the Cowboys both win this weekend, that would mean the NFC Championship game is a divisional matchup, a matchup between 2 division rivals, the Eagles and the Cowboys. How cool would that be? An NFC East, I guess, NFC Championship game? That'd be unbelievable. I would love that. That'd be so fun. That sounds like Sunday Night Football all over again. I think that was a Sunday Night Football game this year, was Cowboys and Eagles. And so that is what I want to see. I would love to see that. Basically, my point is this. No matter what happens in the NFC, it's going to be a great scenario. I think it's going to be very interesting. Now, the Cowboys have a very, very good chance to beat the Rams this weekend. I am not a big believer in Jared Goff. Jared Goff has really been struggling as of late against pressure. And what we learned is that the way to beat the Rams is to hit Jared Goff. Put bodies around him, hit him in the shoulder, tap him, whatever. Make Jared Goff uncomfortable. And when he's uncomfortable in the pocket, he doesn't play very well. The Cowboys have exactly the personnel to make Jared Goff uncomfortable. It's fantastic. Jared Goff's going to get hit a lot, and I really want to see how he handles it. Can the Rams actually beat the Cowboys? Because I know the Eagles could beat the Cowboys. Can Jared Goff, is he up to the challenge? Can he handle the pressure? Literally, not like the physical pressure from the media. Can he, not the media's pressure. Can Jared Goff handle getting hit over and over and over again and deal with that? Can he do that and beat the Cowboys on, I think it's Saturday? That's what I want to see. That is what is so fascinating between the Eagles and the Cowboys. Now, the AFC playoffs, as great as the NFC is, the AFC is even more compelling. The Colts and Chiefs, and then you also have the Patriots and the Chargers. 2 great games. One game has 2 young quarterbacks, possible MVP candidates. The other team has 2 older quarterbacks, 2 veteran quarterbacks who've been through a lot and had really storied, probably Hall of Fame careers. It's just, the storylines are unbelievable here. You have the Chiefs probably are going to beat the Colts in Kansas City. I love the Chiefs. I think they're a little better team. But the Colts are still on fire. Don't count out Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck does have a chance to beat Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. And then on the other side, Sunday morning in New England, you have 37-year-old Phillip Rivers versus 41-year-old Tom Brady, the two of the older quarterbacks in the NFL, probably having Hall of Fame careers. It's going to be fun. I think the Chargers are a better team. They should win. But this is still Tom Brady and still the New England Patriots. So, man, compelling, interesting. You remember when everyone said that the Patriots season was over? The Patriots, they're a mess. They're imploding. It's terrible. What happens if the Patriots make it to the AFC Championship game? What will the narrative be then? Will people still be saying, well, next year, though, they're done, it's over? We count out the Patriots every year, and yet they're still in this spot every single year. My only question, my fear maybe for Phillip Rivers is, can he handle the pressure from the media, from the big moment? We've seen Phillip Rivers in the past been in games like this, and he hasn't won, he hasn't delivered. He went 14-2 once and lost. And so I'm really curious to see what does Phillip Rivers do? How does he respond to this high-pressure, very interesting moment? Could he pull a John Elway? Remember, John Elway didn't win a Super Bowl for years in his life. And then like his two final years, he won back-to-back Super Bowls and kind of got the monkey off his back. Could we see something very similar happen to Phillip Rivers where John Elway didn't have a great roster for years, and then the best rosters John Elway ever got were later in his career, and he took advantage? Could Phillip Rivers do something very similar to John Elway? He has a great roster right now with the Chargers. He's going to have a great roster again next year. Could Phillip Rivers take advantage of these great years he's got, of the great roster the Chargers have, and pull out a Super Bowl late in his career? That's what I want to see. That is why the storylines right now in the NFL playoffs are so fantastic. Nick Foles, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers is old, Tom Brady's older, but Patrick Mahomes is shredding the NFL, this young guy who's unbelievable, like kind of Trevor Lawrence-like. Andrew Luck has been unappreciated for years. Dak Prescott, what if Dak Prescott gets to the Super Bowl? The guy who's been much maligned, even by me. Every single team in the playoffs right now is a great story and a reason for you to care, except for me. Maybe I didn't talk about the Rams. I think the Rams are interesting, but how crazy is that? The least interesting team right now is the LA Rams. And the Rams this year were like the talk of the town for months. The NFL playoffs, I'm just nerding out, like talking to myself in my room. But man, I'm so excited for this weekend and so excited in general. I just love football. I love the NFL. It's my favorite sport. And man, it's just a fun thing to nerd out about. Guys, that's my podcast. I'll make predictions real quick if you want. My guess is Chargers beat the Patriots. The Chiefs probably beat the Colts. The Saints probably beat the Eagles. And I think the Cowboys are going to beat the Rams. I'm on board with the Cowboys because Jared Goff's going to struggle. Saints going to win. Cowboys are going to win. Chiefs are going to win. And the Chargers are going to win. So we'll get Chiefs Chargers in the AFC Championship. And we'll get Cowboys Saints in the NFC Championship. And if you remember, Saints Cowboys a couple weeks ago was a game where it was Thursday Night Football. And the Cowboys beat the Saints and really embarrassed them on Thursday Night Football. Look, every possible scenario I can think of is fantastic. Guys, my name is Zach Schaumler. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. You can follow the show on, subscribe to Strong Opinion Sports on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, everywhere. I don't know. Just help me grow by telling your friends about the show. I hate self-promotion. It's weird. I got to go work out. I got a new thing coming. I can't tell you guys about yet, but I got to go to the gym in a couple minutes. And so my name is Zach Schaumler. Thank you so much for listening. Bam, we are done.